Hi Bobcats! This video lesson is on special angle relationships. Please make sure that you're taking notes as we go through the video. Okay, we've got some special angles to introduce you to. The first are adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are two angles that are side by side. They have a common vertex and ray, and they may or may not be congruent. So go ahead and take a look at the example. Let me put on my highlighter here. It says that angle ACB, so this is angle ACB. Remember the middle letter is the vertex. And angle ACD, which is angle ACD, that these two angles are adjacent. So do they have the common characteristics? Are they side by side? Yes, they are. Do they have a common vertex? They do. It is C. Do they have a common ray? Yes, they share the ray AC. Are the angles congruent or not congruent? They're not congruent. Remember, congruent means are they equal or the same? But that's okay. They don't have to be. So these are adjacent angles. Then we have complementary angles. These are two angles whose measures have a sum of 90 degrees. When adjacent to each other, they form a right angle. Taking a look at our example, you could see that angle WXY is complementary to angle YXZ. Okay, they're adjacent, therefore they're making that right angle, that 90-degree angle. And if you were to add up the measures of their angles, 65 plus 25 does equal 90 degrees. Next are the supplementary angles. Two angles whose measures have a sum of 180 degrees. When adjacent to each other, they form a straight line. So taking a look at this, we see that angle HIJ is supplementary to angle JIK. And when we put the two angles together, they make that straight angle, or that straight line, which measures 180 degrees. You could see, here's another example right here. We put the two angles together. One is 40 degrees, one is 140. They make the straight line. You were to add up their angles, they do add up to 180 degrees. These two angles are also supplementary. They make that straight line. If you want to find the missing angle measure for X, all you would have to do is subtract the 135 from 180, and you would get that this would be 45 degrees. So we can use complementary and supplementary angle properties to help find the missing angle measures. Okay, what type of angles are these? Are they complementary or are they supplementary? Well, when we put them together, they make that straight line. So they are supplementary. A lot of students get them confused, which is complementary that measures 90 degrees and which measures 180. So I like to think of it as complementary has one P for 90 degrees. Supplementary has two P's, which would be 290 degrees, which is 180. So that's kind of a little trick to remember which measures 90 and which measures 180. But coming back to our example here, they are supplementary, which means they measure 180 degrees. So we can find the measure of angle X by subtracting that 118 degrees from 180. And we get 62 degrees. What type of angles are these? Well, you can see they make a right angle, so they are complementary, meaning it measures 90 degrees. Their sum measures 90 degrees. And we can find the measure of angle X by subtracting the 58 from 90. And we get 32 degrees. Okay, let's try these two examples down here. Let's start with the one on the right. Okay, these two angles together make that straight line, so it's supplementary, which means it measures 180 degrees. So we can find the measure of angle X by subtracting 34 from 180, and we get 146 degrees. This one, we're looking for the measure of angle P, this one right here. Can I put it together with the angle N? Does that make a complementary or supplementary angle? No, it doesn't. But I can put it together with angle C. And if you look, we have what? A right angle, don't we? This is perpendicular. Two perpendicular lines make that right angle when they intersect. So that's 90 degrees. So we can just subtract the 67 from 90, and we get 23 degrees. P would be 23 degrees. All right, we've got 3 examples here. In the top left example, we need to find the measure of angle 16. In the top right, find the measure of angle 17. And at the bottom, find the angle of measure 19. Go ahead and pause the video and find the measures of those 3 angles. When you have your answers, come back and check. Okay, let's see how you did. On the first example, finding the measure of angle 16, these 2 angles, the 16 angle and the 38 degree angle, they are adjacent and they form a right angle, which means they're complementary. They measure 90 degrees. So we just subtract the 38 from the 90, and the measure of 16 is going to be 52 degrees. The next example over on the right, looking for 17, these 2 angles are also complementary. They make that right angle. So just subtract the 67 from the 90, and we get 23 degrees. And on the last one, you think it might be more than complementary because we've only had examples that showed 2 adjacent angles, but these 3 angles actually are all complementary. They make a 90 degree angle. We know that 2 of the angles are 24 degrees and 30 degrees, so we add them up and get 54. Subtract that from the 90, and that missing 19 angle is going to be 36 degrees. So how did you guys do?